Tell me if you agree.
Yes, I will.
To have a great life is
Right.
going to be predicated on your relationships.
Ooh,
if
that
you have
part.
if you have all the money in the world, it's still going to be predicated on your relationships. And one
That
of the most
part,
important
yes.
relationships is a relationship with your woman, because you
Yeah.
with her all the time.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that part right, you have all the money in your world, and your life's still going to be hell. So I tell people, you gotta get this part right.
Yeah, I fully agree. And not only that, but it's also the relationships you choose. If you're somebody who's trying to imagine you're a millionaire, you're doing all these big things, but you choose the wrong partner.
That's a
You
fact.
choose the wrong woman. So you really have to be focused on your goals, but also be focused on being your best self, because you could choose a wrong woman and she could drag you straight through the pits of hell. And I'm telling you that I
see it
know
all the
that
time. I
as
see
a
it. I see it
woman.
all the time.
Yeah.
And over here we like to say what my shirts say. I like who like me. I feel like that's the number one.
It's important.
That's the staple to having a great relationship. These dudes is chasing a woman that don't really like them. They
Yeah.
got to convince them every day. But if you just waited and found a woman that like you and see you a value, see you like they see Chris Brown, like they
Yeah.
superstar man, the relationship gonna go a lot better. So tell me, what is the reason that you think these dudes chase women that don't really like them? They don't like the one that
That's a
like them.
good
They like
question.
the one that they
That
gotta
doesn't-
chase.
Yeah. So I feel like a lot of men aren't really driving for their best self. Primal urges will tell you the woman you have chemistry with. So I feel like a lot of the time they're chasing women that the woman on her end, she can't feel any sense of connection with them. And they're chasing it blindly, because if they were actually living their best life, living to their best abilities, health-wise, financially wise, if they were confident in themselves, and that we'll take it back to confidence, if they were confident in themselves, they would be finding women who were at their level that they could communicate with, and it would be hot as fuck. But they're chasing these women without really understanding where they are and where that woman is. Like, y'all don't have chemistry. Why are you chasing?
Give them some game. How could they know a woman has chemistry with them? How could they know?
Oh,
that?
you can feel it. You
Yeah,
can
you can
smell
feel
it
it.
on them. You can look them in the eyes, and the
Yeah,
moment
yeah,
you look
yeah.
them in the eyes, your primal urges take
Hey,
over.
I say it all the time. It's been many women in my life, when I looked at them and they looked at me, it was instant. If you ask her, she say she
yes.
saw me. If you ask me, I say I saw her. It was just like
Yeah.
that spark.
And it
Yeah.
has to be. And if you're chasing after somebody that the puzzle pieces don't fit, why waste your time? Like, we only have this one short existence to be our best self and to find our best partner. So if you're going to go after somebody, make sure that it's somebody that you feel primal for.
Have you found your best partner?
Oh, no, I haven't. I found some decent partners. Let me get some water. Ooh. No, I have not found my best partner, but I have found my best self recently.
Why do you think you haven't found your best partner?
I feel like in the past, the reason that I didn't find my best partner was because I didn't have my best self. The way that I treated myself, the way that I treated my life, and I expect the moon for myself. I have to work hard. But if my focus is only on myself, how could I find a partner who can also provide for me if I'm hyper independent? And you know what I mean? I understand there's the misandrist, and there's a lot of women who are anti-men right now. And a part of me is with them. I'm sorry, I won't lie to y'all. A part of me is with them, but at the same time, it's I do need a man to be the head of household, to take care of all the things that sometimes I just don't want to use my.
Why you say?
Let me.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I was like, you know what?
What do you
Let me
wanna
get in
say?
that bag real quick.
Come
all
on,
right.
get in it. Get in the bag.
So you said that a part of you
Yeah, I was gonna
is
say
Yeah.
with the misandrist.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know exact what reason and what part of you is
Well,
a part
you know
of
we
it.
on the
Yeah,
same type
yeah,
of
yeah.
time.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, niggas finna get in there, right?
Okay.
Let's get in
so
that bag.
I'll give it to y'all. I'll give it to
Okay.
y'all right now. So here's the thing. So a few years ago, and this is not a sob story. Ooh, let me not break stuff in here. This is
You know
not a
you can bring
sob
it closer to you,
story,
and you ain't
but
gotta lean forward.
But the thing is, a few years ago, my parents died back to back. Right.
I'm sorry
I was
to
in
hear
a. Oh, thank you. It's been some time, so my grief journey is mostly fulfilled. But at the same time, I had a partner that I was dating for 3 years, and we had been together for so long. We'd been through thick and thin, and then during that time period when my parents were dying, he couldn't be there for me in the way that he needed to be there.
The man you were dealing with at the time?
Yeah. So for me, like,
What wasn't he doing? What wasn't he doing?
Oh, he wasn't showing up for me. I was going through a lot of grief.
In what ways was he not showing up for you?
Like, I wouldn't see him but like once a day, and he was at the hospital with me when my mom took her last breath.
You wouldn't see him? You would only see him once a day?
Once a day. I mean, he would write me in the morning. This is one thing that I really appreciate. He would write me every morning, "Good morning. I hope you have a great day." No matter if we saw each other or didn't. At night, every night, "Hey, I hope you got home safely and that you make sure all your doors are locked, and I love you. Good night." So, like, there were great parts of him.
But wait a minute. You say he saw you every day, though?
Yeah, I mean,
like, physically?
Physically saw me every day. But I was going through so much grief. I was going through so much grief. Like, I'm there by myself. My parents just died. It was very traumatic for me, and I'm sure it was for him too. And like, maybe we were on different paths. We were in different places. But I feel like losing people that I loved, my family, and like, if I'm with a man, that's an extension of my family for now until we decide to get married or whatever else. But losing that relationship really, it made me jaded a little bit. Like, I'm very much like, can you trust him? Like, can I trust these men?
He saw you once a day. You wanted him to see you more than once a day.
No, I just think that at that time, the way, like, oh, he sees me once a day, we talk for a few hours, but he wasn't able to be there for me in the way that somebody should be there.
How do you feel like he should have showed up for you?
I mean, I was grieving my parents' death. They, like, check in on me more often, be there for me, be more supportive, like, be present in my life too. But I think it was traumatizing.
Sorry, I got to respond to that. So hold on. Okay.
You're good.
I'm seeing a lot of flaws in this story right now.
Okay.
Hold on.
But I am saying the ultimate goal of the story is to say that I am a bit jaded at times, and that I tend to be a little bit more distrusting. I have an avoidant attachment style, so I'll let somebody get close, but once they get close, like really close to my heart, and it doesn't take physical for that either. It doesn't take any kind of physical affection. Once they get close to my heart, I kind of push them away real quick. And I don't mean to, but with a quickness, I'm like, let me take a step back. Because I have experienced somebody not being there for me at a time when I not desperately, but I did need them. Like, dealing with the loss of a family member is very hard.
I bet. I wouldn't wish that pain on nobody. You know what I'm saying? However, though, right?
Yeah.
However, if he was, so you expect a man to provide, correct?
Yeah, of course.
Like, I feel like a lot of times women really underestimate what it really takes to be a man, especially in 2025, right? Like, in order for you to even be the man that a woman like you would even want, you know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a lot of his time and a lot of his energy, like on a daily basis. Hold on, let me finish. Yeah. So you want him to go through all the pain, the suffering, the betrayal, the ups, the downs, and the hard work that it becomes, that it requires to be that man that he needs to be for himself, his family, and for any girl he chooses to be with. And then on top of that, you want more from him than him showing up for you once a day, and then also texting you and morning and night. How is he able to do that?
No, I totally see where you're coming from. I will go back to a point you made in the first sentence, betrayal. There would be no betrayal in our relationship.
No, not between y'all.
Oh,
like, it's just daily life of being a man.
No, but the kind of man that I would seek out would have such integrity that he wouldn't experience betrayal.
That's impossible.
No, it is. It isn't.
That's impossible.
I mean, it isn't.
Every man has to go through betrayal.
I feel like when people have a sense of understanding about those around them, and he would not go through situations like that. I date very peaceful people who don't have a lot of like negative like pull in their life.
It's not about negativity.
So when we break up and it doesn't work out, we always remain friends and we always love each other because I know them in their heart. Like, they're good people. But at the same time, so he goes through all of those things on a daily basis, but we're supposed to be home to each other. If we're together, we're supposed to be home to each other. We're supposed to be that person that you can communicate with, that you can lay the burdens at their door and they will pick them up and say, that's okay. Let's just cuddle and go to bed. Let's have a good night. what do you want to do?
So he's
Somebody
supposed to
who's there
deal
for
with your
you.
burdens, is what you're
Not
saying.
deal, not deal. It's a choice. When you really fulfill finding a good, healthy partner, it's always a give and a take.
Yeah.
There's like we were talking about.
I just want to know
50-50,
what he
like,
wasn't giving you. What wasn't he giving you? Like that.
It wasn't that he wasn't giving me something. It's just that the death was such a painful experience for both of us. He had already lost a parent. So he was trying to isolate himself. I isolate. So he was trying to spend more time alone and I was trying to spend more time alone. But like at that critical moment for us not to bond or like form a closer bond over the death that just happened, then it means that we're pulling apart. So for me, I knew that the next step was for both of us to grow in separate directions.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
what
think
are we
that
supposed to
I don't
do
think that
after
made him. I don't think there was anything wrong with him.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Oh,
no.
okay.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Because
but
I don't, like I said, I don't. I'm sorry for your loss one more time.
no, thank you. It's
I
fine.
wouldn't wish
You
that
don't
pain
have to.
on nobody, but I have a lot of friends that have lost their parents.
Right.
And
And I'm
the
sorry
one
for
thing
their
that
loss.
I've taken away from most people who lose their parents is that you don't know how you would react until something like that happens.
No,
you know what I'm
not at
saying?
all. That's
a
So it's like if he lost a parent and you lost both of your parents, he going through on top of what he goes through as a man on a daily basis, then on top of losing a parent, and then on top of trying to please you, and then on top of you losing your parents.
Yeah.
So it's like it's only so much he can do.
Yeah, and
You know
on
what I'm
top of
saying?
that,
Yeah.
not only that, we spent 2 weeks in the hospital, like staying in hotels just to be close to where my mom was.
Yeah.
Like he was there when she took her last breath, and he had also lost a parent.
Yeah.
So like for him, he was
That's a
dealing-
lot of
he
death
was-
to be dealing
yeah,
with.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
So we were both dealing with things,
Yeah.
but I noticed, and I know he knew too, but we were dealing in different directions.
Yeah.
Sometimes people have to separate to understand that you have to be there for yourself first.
Yeah.
And he was there for himself. I was there for myself, and I knew that I couldn't pull him into the grief that I was experiencing,
Yeah.
and like the way that I was, reacting to the world around me. So we split up. But at the end of the day, the reason that I can be a misandrist sometimes is because a part of my heart still hasn't recovered from the idea of, my parents died and he left and I'm not close with my sisters. So it's like, I get really hyper independent.
Yeah.
I do everything for Anna.
You know
This
what?
is who I
understand
am.
that.
Like,
I understand that.
do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand where
Tell
you're coming
me.
from. I really genuinely do.
Listen.
Like, I don't want you to think I'm being dismissive.
So you say you hyper
saying?
independent.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. Listen, my dad died damn near 15 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry for your
But
loss.
because of that, I feel like I am the way I am. Because when you have parents die,
Yes.
there's no loss of a significant other that can compare to that. So if
Yeah.
a woman leaves, it's like that could never compare to the loss I have for that. So I
Exactly.
really
Oh
don't
my
care.
gosh, you
So
get
I
me.
understand where you're coming from. When you have a loss like that, you get to be okay with being by yourself because nobody else leaving could
Yes,
compare to that.
exactly.